So today in this video we will be learning what is Earth, okay, and how exactly it is in shape, size, and what is its actual position in the solar system, and many other facts about Earth is going to be discussed. So we are going to read this chapter line by line, and as we read we would try to understand what is this chapter all about. So here I go. How wonderful it is to watch the sky after sunset. One would first notice one or two bright dots shining in the sky. So as we know, whenever we look on the sky, so in the sky we see many dots, okay, which is shining. So we wonder what exactly is that. So obviously that this is very simple. So obviously children, what it could be, it is obviously some stars, or maybe it could be planet also. Soon you would see the number increasing. So this numbers increases, okay, so you cannot count them anymore. The whole sky is filled with tiny shining objects. Some are bright, others dim. It seems as if the sky is studded with diamonds. They all appear to be twinkling. So obviously whenever we see, it seems like the sky is filled with diamonds which is twinkling and shining. So but if you look at them carefully, you will notice that some of them do not twinkle as others do. So sometimes whenever we look on the sky, some of the dots might twinkle and some of them might not twinkle. Okay, so what could be the reason? So they simply glow without any flicker, just as the moon shines. Okay, so whenever we look on the sky, some of the light which we see, they glow, they twinkle, I mean, but some of them just glow. So along with these bright objects, you may also see the moon on most of the days. It, however, appears at different times in different shapes and at different positions. You can see the full moon only once in about a month's time. So yes, obviously we see the full moon only once in a month. It is full moon night or Purnima. So that phase of moon we see is called full moon or Purnima. A fortnight later you cannot see it all. That means after a fortnight. Okay, so after fortnight you would not be able to see the moon anymore. It is a new moon night or Amavasya. So this phase of moon when you are not going to see any moon in the sky is called Amavasya. On this day you can watch the night sky best, provided it is at clear it is a clear night. Okay, so that means during Amavasya, as because there is no moonlight, so you would see the star at its best sight. Okay, so do you wonder why can't we see the moon and all those bright tiny lights during daytime? So they are asking you. So what do you think? Have you ever wondered like why you could not see anything, okay, during the daylight? Okay, that means why are you not able to see stars or moons or any other objects on the sky which is kind of glowing in the daytime? So it is because the very bright light of sun does not allow us to see all these bright objects of the night sky. Obviously it is because of the sun. So sun actually diminishes all the backlight which is on the background. Okay, so the sun, the moon, and all those objects shining in the night sky are called celestial bodies. So whichever thing which you see, okay, on the sky is called celestial body. Okay, some celestial bodies are very big and hot. They are made up of gases gases, I mean. So that means these celestial bodies are made up of gases, okay, and they are kind of very big and hot. So they have their own heat and light which they emit, I mean, in large amounts. These celestial bodies are called stars. So what are stars? Actually, they are also a celestial body, but they emit their own light and heat, okay. So the sun is a star. That means the sun which we see in the center of our solar system is actually a star. Countless twinkling stars in the night sky are similar to the sun, but we do not feel their heat or light, and they look so tiny because they are very far from us, okay. So that means there are countless twinkling stars in the sky, in the night sky, as because they are very far from us, so they look very small, though they might be bigger than our own star, which is our sun. So in the next page, if you see, so you must have noticed that all objects look similar when seen from a distance. How small an aeroplane looks when it is flying at a great height. So that means, as you know, aeroplane is very big, but when it flies very high, it looks very tiny. So same thing happens with the star also. So while watching the night sky, you may notice various patterns formed by different groups of stars. These are called constellations. So what are basically constellations? They are actually a group of stars which kind of forms a particular shape on the sky, okay. You would not literally be able to see it, but when you join the links of those stars, you would find they are kind of forming some shapes, okay. So Ursa Major or Big Bear is one of such constellations. So there's a combination of star, or you can say constellation, which is also known as Ursa Major or Big Bear. So that is one of the example of a constellation. One of the most easily recognizable constellation is Saptashri. So it is actually Saptashri has been derived with your mixture of two Hindi words, or you can say Sanskrit words, which is Sapta means seven, and Rishi, which is sages, okay. So it is a group of seven stars. So actually this Saptashri has around a group of seven stars, okay. So that forms a part of Ursa Major constellation. Ask someone elder in your family or neighborhood to show more stars, planets, and constellation in the sky. So that is your work, children. If you have some elders in your family, or anyone who is quite knowledgeable than you, okay, you think is knowledgeable than you can ask. It could be your teacher also, so to show some more stars, planets. And if you don't have, so you could easily google it, okay. So in this era where Google is playing a quite informative role, you could make use of it. In ancient times, people used to determine directions during the night with the help of stars. The north star indicates the north direction. That means the north star which you see in the sky always indicates the north direction, which was kind of used by our ancestors. It is also called the pole star. So our north star which you see is also called the pole star. It always remains in the same position in the sky. So no matter whatever season it is, the star which you see on the sky, which is on the north side, is always a pole star, or you can say the north side never changes its position. We can locate the position of the pole star with the help of Saptarishi. So if you know where exactly is Saptarishi, so with the help of the Saptarishi stars, or you can say constellation, you could figure out where is the pole star. Look at figure 1.1. So this is the figure where you could actually determine the position of the north star. Okay, so this is how you could figure out. So Saptashri stars are over here, if you may say, children. So as the Saptarishi stars are there, so just perpendicular to it you would find the North Star. Okay, so this is how you could determine the position of the North Star. Okay, so we would read again. So if you notice that if an imaginary line is drawn joining the pointer stars and extended further, it would point to the pole star. So this is how they link. Some celestial bodies do not have their own heat and light. So some of the celestial bodies, they don't have their own heat. Okay, they are lit by the light of the stars. Such bodies are called planets. Yes, obviously, as we know, our earth is a planet. So why it is a planet? Because it does not emit its own light. But maybe you have seen the picture of earth in the internet or somewhere else. You might have noticed that earth actually kind of glows. So why it is glowing? It's actually not glowing, but it is reflecting the light which is falling on it due to stars or any other objects which is emitting light in the universe, or you can say solar system. So this word planet comes from the Greek word planetia planetae, which means wondrous. The earth on which we live is a planet. It gets all its heat and light from the sun, which is our nearest star. If we look at the earth from a great distance, say the moon, it would appear to be shining just as the moon. The moon that we see in the sky is a satellite. It is a companion of our earth and moves around it like our earth. There are 7 other planets that get heat and light from the sun. Some of them have their moons too. So so in our solar system there are some planets which have a revolving body around it, which moves around it, and it is called satellite. Okay, so as we know, we have a satellite called our own moon which revolves around it, which we see. There are so many planets which we would come to know has many multiple number of moons which revolves around it. Okay, so let us read this interesting fact. Jupiter, Saturn and Uranus have rings around them. These are belts of small debris. Debris means you can say some waste. Actually, debris actually in English means waste, but you could say it is like small debris means some small fragments of rocks, ice, or any other forms which you see around this planet. Okay, Jupiter, Saturn, and Uranus. Okay, is a debris. Okay, so these rings may be seen from the Earth with the help of powerful telescopes. So obviously we would not be able to see it normally without any aid. You need some powerful telescopes to see those rings, or you can say exactly the small debris which is revolving around the uh, Jupiter, Saturn and Uranus. Okay, so this is the interesting fact. So let us read about the solar system more in depth. Okay, so the solar system, the sun, 8 planets, satellites and some other celestial bodies known as asteroids and meteoroids um, from the solar system. We often call it a solar family with the sun as its head. Okay, so that means what is our solar system comprising of? It comprises sun, 8 planets, satellites and some celestial bodies known as asteroids and meteoroids. Okay, so let us see let us have a look at this picture which is over here. So if you may see, sun is in the center in this picture. You could just slightly turn your phone and see, as you might see it in a upturned way. So see, sun is in the center, then there are so many other planets which is continuing it. So if you may see, between Mars and Jupiter there is a group of, you can say, debris, which is also called asteroid, which is circling the earth, I mean the sun. Okay, so this is the asteroid belt. Okay, so if you may see, they have been writing something like 150 with earth and 108 with Venus, and with Mercury it is 58, with Jupiter it is written as 778. So what are those? You could read in your book and try to answer me in the comments below. Okay, so let us continue and try to understand. So so in here there's a do you know question. So Sol in Roman mythology is the sun god. Solar means related to the sun. The family of the sun is therefore called the solar system. Write down as many words using the word solar on your own as you can. So this is your work. You can show your skills in the comment section. So I'll give you one example: solar cell. So solar cell, or you can say solar panel. Okay, so there are so many other things which you could think related to it, and you could show your skills in the comment below, comment section below, I mean. So let us read and try to understand more. The sun. The sun is in the center of the solar system. It is huge and made up of extremely hot gases. It provides the pulling force that binds the solar system. The sun is the ultimate source of heat and light for the solar system, but that tremendous heat is not felt so much by us because, despite being our nearest star, it is far away from us. The sun is about 150 million kilometers away from the earth. So this is what is the introduction of sun. So sun is in the center of the solar system and it is extremely hot. Okay, so because of the sun, the pulling force is being experienced in the solar system, and sun is the source of heat and light for the whole solar system. And though it is so hot, we can't feel its tremendous heat because it is very very far from us, which is around 150 million kilometer. So let us try to read more about what is being written over here. So word origin, so let us read this thing and we will try to understand more. Many words used in a language may have been taken from some other language. Geography, for example, is an English word. It has its origin in Greek, which relates to the description of the earth. It is made up of two Greek words, ge meaning earth and graphia means writing. So find out more about the earth. So geo plus logy means study of earth. Geo plus metry means measurement of earth. Then geo plus old is resembling the shape of form of the earth. Okay, so geoid. So actually, so most of the children, if I ask them what is the shape of the earth, they would say it is spherical, but exactly it is geoid. Okay, so you have to say it's geoid. Okay, the shape of earth is actually geoid. Okay, so let us read more and try to understand. So planets, these are there are 8 planets in our solar system. In order of their distance, from the sun, they are Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus and Neptune. So obviously, so and they have given us a mnemonic also, children. Mnemonics means a short trick which is used to learn a very broad thing. Okay, so a thing which has a big meaning. Okay, so let us read what is being said over here. As easy way to memorize the name of the planets in order of their distance from the sun is, my very efficient mother just served us nuts. So my obviously stands for Mercury, V stands for Venus, E stands for Earth, M stands for Mars, J stands for Jupiter, S stands for Saturn, U stands for Uranus, and N stands for Neptune. So now let us try to read. All the 8 planets of the solar system move around the sun in fixed paths. So this is true. So these paths are elongated, obviously. They are called orbits. Mercury is nearest to sun. It takes about 88 days to complete one round along its orbit. Venus is considered as Earth's twin because its size and shape are very much similar to that of Earth. Till recently, 2000, August 2006, Pluto was also considered as planet. However, in a meeting in International Astronomical Union, a decision was taken that Pluto, like other celestial body objects, uh, Ceres, 203 UB 313, discovered in recent past, may be called dwarf planets. So Pluto was so small, children, that it was not considered as planet anymore. So that means before your August 2006, Pluto also was considered as planet, but after that, as because it became so not it became it was small, and they thought that it is not possible to consider Pluto planet anymore, so it's very small to be considered a planet. Okay, so we would continue discussing now. So now we discuss about our your Earth. So the Earth is the third nearest planet to the Sun in size. It is the fifth largest planet. So obviously, so if you know about Earth, if you align it in the position of the distance from the Sun, so Earth lies in the third position, and size wise it is fifth largest planet in the solar system. It is slightly flattened at the poles. That means in the pole, that means in the north pole and in the south pole, it is flat. That is why the shape is described as geoid. So as I have already told you, children, the shape of the Earth is geoid. So geoid means an Earth like shape. So because of the shape of the Earth only, so anything which is like a shape of Earth is geoid. So you have maybe seen oranges, children. So oranges are, some of the oranges are not usually spherical, but some of them are flat on the top and bottom. So those kind of shape is like geoid. Okay, so we can't say Earth is spherical, but it is geoid shape, and geoid space shape has a speciality, which is on the poles it would be flat, but it would look almost a spherical in shape figure. Okay, so uh, conditions favorable to support life are probably found on Earth. The Earth is neither too hot nor too cold. It has water and air, which are very essential for our survival. The air has life supporting gases like oxygen. Because of these reasons, the Earth is a unique planet in the solar system. From the outer space, the Earth appears blue because its two-thirds surface is covered by water. It is therefore called a blue planet. So obviously, the reason why Earth is called blue planet is because it is filled with water. Okay, so around two-third of it. That means if you divide earth into three parts, two parts is water and one part is land. So that is the reason why the earth is called a blue planet. Okay, so now you might be wondering, the water which we see is usually colorless, but how could we say that earth is blue, because water is colorless? So there is a um, explanation which was given by our Indian scientist called as named as C.V. Raman, and the hypothesis or the thesis which explains the phenomena why the ocean and sky looks blue, okay, so is explained in that hypothesis, which is called as the Raman effect. So you could research about it in Google and try to understand why the sky is blue. Okay, so you can do that. That would be your homework. So I would not exactly explain you what is the reason behind it, as because it is beyond the scope of the syllabus of this class. Okay, so if you have curiosity, you could research it in Google. So the moon, the now we would discuss what is the moon is. So our earth has only one satellite, that is the moon. So its diameter is only 1/4 that of the earth. So it appears so uh, big because it is nearer to our planet than other celestial bodies. It is about 384,400 kilometer, which is 3,84,400 kilometers away from us. Now you can compare the distance of the earth from the sun and that from the moon. So that means it is quite near. So that means earth is moon is very close, and we have already learned that sun is around 150 million kilometer away from it. So though sun is very big, it seems small in compared to your moon, because moon is quite near to us. The moon moves around the earth in about 27 days. It takes exactly the same time to complete one spin. As a result, one side of the moon is visible to us on the earth. The moon does not have conditions favorable for life. It has mountains, plains, and depressions on its surface. This casts shadows on the moon's surface. Look at the full moon and observe this shadows. So this is what is your homework. Okay, so you could do it. I don't think so it would be it could be called as homework. You might have always seen the moon. You could see the picture of the moon here also. In here, if you might see, there are some black spots. Okay, so these black spots are not exactly black spots. They are actually the shadow which is caused due to the big holes or craters which is on the moon. Okay, children, so we would let us read more about this facts, interesting facts over here. So in here they are saying, do you know light travels at the speed of about 3 lakh kilometers per second, yet even with this speed the light of sun takes about 8 minutes to reach the earth. That means though light is so fast, okay, so though light travels so fast, but still it takes 8 minutes from the sun to reach the earth, because the distance is quite large. 150 million miles is very huge distance, children. So interesting fact, Neil Armstrong was the first man to step on the surface of the moon on 20th of July 1969. So this is an interesting fact, you could note it out. Find out whether any Indian has landed on the moon. So this is your homework. You could ask me, you could research it, and you could show your skills on the comment section. A satellite is a celestial body that moves around the planets in the same way as the planets move around the sun. So as you know, our moon is doing the same thing, so that's why our moon is a satellite. So satellites are usually natural, but if the same thing is possible with the human interference, or you can say human technology, so this kind of stuff is called your human satellite. Okay, so um, in here a human made satellite is an artificial body, obviously, because it is technologically developed. It is designed by scientists to gather information about the universe or for communication. It is carried out by a rocket and placed in a orbit around the earth. Some of the Indian satellites in space are Ncert, IRS, EduSat, etc. So things which would these are the names of the satellites which is man-made by our Indian scientists. Okay, so you could obviously show your skills in the comment section and write the full name of the or the full form of INSAT, IRS, and EduSat, etc. And if you know some of the other satellites name, you could also write it down in the comment section. So let us read about asteroids. So asteroids are basically they are apart from the stars, planets and satellites. There are numerous tiny bodies which also move around the sun. These bodies are called asteroids. They are found between the orbits of Mars and Jupiter. Scientists are of the view that asteroids are parts of a planet which exploded many years ago. So there is a belief about asteroids that they are some small parts of a planet. Okay, so there's a theory called as Big Bang theory. If you want to know, you could research about it in internet. So it was believed that the whole universe was compressed into a small mass which bombarded and expanded. So when they bombarded, what basically happened is the planets and so many other things which you see in the universe was created. So when some of those things collided with one another, they formed smaller fragments. So these fragments is believed to be asteroids and meteoroids. Okay, so this is the fact basically. Okay, so this is also a hypothesis. No one exactly knows what is the exact, you could say, exact way how the universe was created. There are so many hypotheses, and you could research about it, but for now we could just imagine that Big Bang theory is true for some, you could say, until and unless it is proven wrong. So that is how we believe, and we could still work on it. Okay, so let us read and try to understand what is a meteoroid. The small pieces of rocks which move around the sun are called meteoroids. Sometimes these meteoroids come near to the earth and tend to drop on it upon it. During this process, due to friction with the air, they get heated up and burned. So they are burned in the atmosphere itself due to the friction. It causes a flash of light. So this is causing a flash of light. So in Bollywood movies, you might have seen, like, it's a kind of superstition also. They say "Toota hua tara." Okay, but exactly it's not "Toota hua tara." It is actually meteoroids which fall and burn in the atmosphere. Okay, and forms a trail of light. So those are actually meteoroids basically. Okay, or you can say comets. So sometimes meteoroid would, without being completely born, falls on the earth and creates a hollow. So that means yeah, and so one of those kind of meteoroid fell into the earth and caused the extinction of the you can say dinosaurs, if you might know, children. uh, do you see a whitish broad band like a white glowing path across the sky on a clear starry night? It is cluster of millions of stars. This band is the Milky Way galaxy. You can see over here children in the picture also. Our solar system is a part of this galaxy. In ancient India, it was imagined to be a river of light flowing in the sky. Thus, it was named Akash Ganga. So this is what is actually how Akash Ganga, or you can say Milky Way galaxy, also looks like in this picture also children. In the sky, when it is clear, you could see it. A galaxy is a huge system of billions of stars and clouds of and gases dust and gases. So um, dust and gases, there are millions of such gases that make the universe. So that means there are so millions of such galaxies which makes our universe. Okay, that means our galaxy itself is so big, and there are millions of such kind of galaxies which exactly makes the universe. So that means the universe, the how much big our universe is actually kind of unimaginable. It is difficult to imagine how big the universe is. So that is what is being said here. Scientists are still trying to find out more and more about it. So there are there is a huge work going on to know how much big is the universe actually is. Okay, so we are not certain about the size, but we know that all of us, okay, you and I belong to this universe. So that means still, as though we don't know how much big is the universe, but still we could wonder, okay, how much big our universe is. And there are scientists who are still working, okay, to know how much big is the universe. So in this uh, flowchart, if you may see, in this diagram, if you may see, they are exactly trying to create a you could say a picture, okay, of how small we are. So we are on the earth, and earth is on the solar system, and solar system is on the Milky Way galaxy, and Milky Way galaxy is in universe, but we don't know where is exactly the universe is.